Welcome back to Fantasy Now Plus, your place for all things fantasy football related. I'm Justin Bowerly here for your Tuesday waiver wire show. We are here to prep you for week 2 and to get ready for all of your injuries, your waiver claims, get you through tonight into tomorrow. Let's get ahead of this. Let's get the show started right now.
You're watching Priority Waivers only on Fantasy Now Plus.
And we're here with our new co-host. No longer Josh on Tuesday mornings, guys. I kicked him off the show. Mostly, he bailed on me. He wanted to do his own little Monday show, which he needed my help with yesterday. So we have a new co-host, not guest anymore. She was a guest a couple weeks ago when we talked about the wide receiver rankings. But Charlene is back. How are you doing?
I'm feeling okay this morning. There's a little up and down week 1, but I'm all right.
Yeah, how are your leagues going? Did you win enough?
Well, first of all, I'm in way too many leagues.
Yeah,
so
I think that's the motto for a lot of us is way too many leagues.
I think I would say I won at least 50% of my leagues. So I will take that for week 1. It was a very rocky start.
Yeah, I think it is for a lot. I had leagues where I felt very confident that I ended up winning some of those. I had some leagues where I did not feel I'm like, just okay, my roster is whatever this year. It's whatever. I'll take it. And I won some of those and I was like, okay. Yeah. JJ McCarthy scoring a touchdown at the end of the game and then Jordan Mason getting a 4-yard rush got me a 0.05 win.
Oh yeah, I had a 0.49.
Happy about that one. So I mean, there's leagues. My redrafts did great. I not to brag, I have some really good redraft teams this year, and I'm very excited about that. Very happy. I always suck at redraft. Better at dynasty this year. My dynasty is not looking as good as redraft. So
I'm the
opposite. Maybe I need to just be in redraft all the time and get rid of all my dynasty leagues. Craig, what is going on? Craig, I saw your question on Facebook, so we'll get to talking about it. I know the 2 players that you want to know about, so we will get into that here. But Charlene, first, let's talk about the injury report. 49ers showed up on a lot this weekend.
Sure did.
Let's talk about some of them. Brock Purdy has a toe and a shoulder injury, I believe.
Yeah. Yep, but it's really the toe that's the concern. I think the shoulder wasn't that big a deal.
Which is weird for a quarterback, I feel like, is that the shoulder's not the concern, it's the toe. So yeah, I did see that the toe is the concern there. Uncertainty for week 2, could potentially miss week 2. Who's Brock's backup?
I believe that's Mac Jones, right?
Yeah, and I got him in the dynasty.
I mean, I don't feel terrible about that. It's not great, but it could be worse.
Yeah, it's I think it's Mac Jones. Not a great person, but hey, it's Kyle Shanahan. It's kind of like Kevin O'Connell. Insert quarterback here. Like, we're gonna do fine. It's fine. Like, yes, Craig.
Next one. Not on the injury report, right? So
we'll see. Next one up, George Kittle. This one's gonna hurt. Hamstring injury. He finished pretty strong last week. I mean, 12.5 points, tied in 10 for the week, even missing most of the game. Yeah. Expected to miss 2 to 5 weeks with an hamstring.
That one hurts.
That's gonna hurt.
But we got my boy Touches, local boy.
I sent a thumbnail to Sean yesterday, and I was like, "What do you think about this?" And he was like, "That's not Tungus." I was like, "Okay, bud." Also from the San Francisco 49ers, Jawan Jennings is dealing with a shoulder injury. He is doubtful for this week as well. So there's one from almost all the positions. Plus, every running back for the 49ers is hurt except for CMC. So
which is new. I like it this way though.
Yeah, usually it's everybody but the RB5 on the 49ers. Right. But this year it's, RB1 is fine. So knock on wood.
I don't have any. Wait. Okay.
Knock on wood that he continues to stay healthy. Now, others that are not staying as healthy, Austin Eckler left the game early, or I don't know that he left the game necessarily, but he is dealing with a shoulder injury. He was limited in practice Monday. Mind you, he does play Thursday Night Football. And with the emergence of Bill in Washington, that might hurt.
Yeah, they're RB4 on the depth chart.
RB1 in fantasy points though for the 49 or for the Commanders. Also on the injury report, Jaden Daniels was on the injury report. He has a wrist injury, but he was expected to be a full participant had they actually practiced yesterday. So we'll be watching that through the rest of this week to see what's going on there. Green Bay, Jaden Reed and Matthew Golden both were listed on the injury report as non-participants. Jaden Reed has a foot injury, and Matthew Golden, he was limited with an ankle injury. So, the top two options in Green Bay also down.
I think with Reed, that's just going to be an every week limit. It's going to say limited every single week. That is my theory with that Jones fracture that he's trying to play through. I think he's probably fine for week 2. He looked pretty good in week 1. Better than I thought he was going to, that's for sure.
That is true. I didn't even think about him. Like, he's playing through that fracture. So, and he expects to play the entire season on that. Yeah. So he's probably going to be, you're right. He's probably going to be on the injury report all season long. Yeah. And it's just a severity of how much he's on that report. Brock Bowers, there is no update on his knee injury. He did come back in the game, so we're hoping that he's going to be fine.
They said they weren't concerned about it. I don't know what that means.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't like that.
Yeah.
Don't like that. Next one, Drake London has a shoulder sprain. Something to watch. Don't know too much about the actual injury itself, but he listed on the injury report yesterday that he does have a shoulder strain. So that's something to watch, especially since we're going to talk about his quarterback here in a little bit. But that team definitely needs Drake London. And the last one here I want to talk about, this happened on Friday. Xavier Worthy is considered week to week with his shoulder injury after running into Travis Kelce. He was out after, I think, the third play of the game. And with Rashee Rice already suspended still for another 5 more games, Xavier Worthy now down. That Chiefs offense is looking a little thin. So we will talk about potential replacement options. And as we're about to get there, we're going to close teams so that doesn't keep making noises. So, yeah.
Do we have an update on what the actual shoulder injury is on Xavier Worthy?
Actually, that's a great question, because you would think that they would already have that information, but I don't see anything as of yesterday.
Okay.
19 hours ago, Andy Reid reveals the latest on Worthy's injury, and then that's that's a big ad. No, it's day to day. We'll see what goes on. I mean, they did have an international flight to get back on, so that might have limited some of that. So they don't know much. So
I mean, that hit was brutal.
Yeah. So I mean, here's the thing: is that we have another 2, 3, 4, 5 more shows before we kick off on Sunday. So stick around on Fantasy Now Plus. That's a great segue into. Be sure to subscribe to our channel, whether you're on YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, any of those. Fantasy Now Plus, all over social media, where we'll have your injury updates, your start sits, suggestions. We answer questions. We have the Discord as well that you can hop into and ask questions away. Craig, come to our Discord, man. All of you, Angie.
Hi,
Josh is already there. Can we get rid of Josh out of Discord? Tyler, all of you in our comments right now, be sure to join the Discord. The link is in the description. We have all of our stuff there, and you can get access to all of us. So be sure to follow us. We're brought to you by the Finstock Sports Network. We very thankful that they have us on here every week and allow us to do all the content that we do for you to win your leagues. So be sure to do all of that. Josh thinks it's a dislocated shoulder for Xavier Worthy, which does not sound fun.
No, honestly, I thought that DJ Moore had a dislocated shoulder after that hit he took last night.
Woo, that looked like it hurt, and then he just.
I saw his arm go limp. I don't know, but then he walked off the field and was lifting both arms. So
yeah, so he looked like he was in a lot of pain, and then after watching the replay of like where they hit him on the body, I think he just got the wind knocked out of him, honestly.
Yeah,
because they got him right in the chest, and I'm like, oh, that coming at that speed, getting hit from both sides, that's probably just getting the wind knocked out of you, because he came in the next play, so not super worried about that. Say less. See you tomorrow for the showdown. No, Josh, no, I said Discord, not you, not this show. So, yeah, Tyler, thoughts on what? On Juwan Johnson, Joan Johnson? I'm assuming Juwan Johnson. No. Yeah, Juwan Johnson, Burton Strange, Ertz. I lost Ingram. So, Tyler, keep listening. We're going to talk about one of these guys. I promise. Probably sooner than later. Maybe. We'll see. We'll give you some tight end options. I actually have three on this list to talk about today. So, Charlene, do you want to get into some of this waiver mashup here?
Yeah, let's do it.
So let's start off at the top. We had some bad quarterback play, first of all, this week. Don't know if you
Danny Dimes.
Don't know if you saw, but we had some pretty bad quarterback play this week. And if you had guys like, I don't know, Cam Ward, Sam Darnold, Tua Tagovailoa, I really don't want to throw Joe Burrow's name under the bus, but Bo Nix, CJ Stroud, Dak Prescott, Bryce Young, Russell Wilson, even Trevor Lawrence, all these guys were drafted really to be your starting quarterback.
The list is
and
long.
Truthfully, only one of those probably has two of those actually has a chance to continue being your starting quarterback, and that's Bo Nix and Joe Burrow. Those are the only two that I feel confident will bounce back pretty quickly and do well. Mostly, Burrow's got Chase Higgins, and
he'll be fine.
Whole offense. If they can learn how to protect, in Cincinnati, he'll be fine.
He didn't start the season off great last season either.
And he was still an MVP candidate. So it is what it is. So
I think we don't need to talk about Burrow. I think he'll be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But let's talk about Mr. QB2. Daniel Jones, Mr. Indiana Jones himself, last week scored 29.5 points and led the Colts to a week 1 win where they haven't won since 2013. They had the longest week 1 drought in the NFL. And not only that, we talked about this yesterday. He was the Indianapolis Colts are also the first team this century to score in every possession of the game, whether it's touchdown or field goal. So, Mr. Daniel Jones, Mr. Indiana Jones, as I'm calling him for now on, because I don't want to think that Daniel Jones is in my city. So Indiana Jones here, doing pretty well. Now, played Miami last week. How much of it was Miami? How much of it was Daniel Jones? Is Daniel Jones going to return back to Daniel Jones, or is he Mr. Indiana Jones now?
They're playing Denver this week, so
exactly.
I do not expect that to happen again
in Indianapolis. But they are playing Denver this week.
They are playing Denver.
But Denver also had a sloppy game against Cam Ward. So I don't know what to think about this. Daniel Jones had, Tyler Warren was a tight end 3 this week. Michael Pittman Jr. was a wide receiver 8 this week. He had the supporting cast around him. They have the offensive line that can protect him. They have Jonathan Taylor. They have DJ Giddens as RB2. They have the weapons. They have everything in the offense that Daniel Jones needs to have to succeed. Is this the best offense that Daniel Jones has played with? Because it might be.
It might be.
It might just be. Other than, the Vikings last year, but he wasn't starting for the Vikings. So
Right.
Daniel Jones, I think, is a must add this week, especially if you have one or even two of the guys that I listed before that had terrible, terrible weeks. I think you add him to get him
Or
into
you
your
have
lineup.
Purdy. If you're
Or if you
worried
have
about
Purdy,
Purdy,
yeah.
I think he's a must add.
Yeah, I mean, his matchup's not great. He does have Denver this week, as we mentioned, but it is at home. So you have an excited crowd finally going into week 2 with at 1-0 for the first time in
Right.
probably every Colts fan's life, it seems like.
Yeah.
So he's only rostered in 8% of the leagues. You can easily add him. He is going to probably be one of the top priority ads this week, though. So you might have to spend a little bit on
Yeah,
him.
you have to spend a little bit. Yeah, I think if Denver doesn't tighten their ship on defense, I don't think he's going to do what he did in week 1, but I think he'll be able to do enough to be a worthy starting quarterback for you.
Yeah. And he has the rush upside. We talk about rushing upside for the quarterbacks all the time, and he has the rushing upside. He had 2 rushing touchdowns this week. So that's 12 of your 29.5 points right there alone.
Yep.
So now the question is, how much does he vulture from Jonathan Taylor? We won't get into it. If you don't want to spend the money on Daniel Jones, you still need a quarterback. There's another option. Can't believe, God.
I know.
Zach, thank you. National Carrot Cake Day. I love carrot cake. I don't know about you, but carrot cake is delicious. I don't know if you know Zach, but Zach comes in here every show and tells us what the national day is. I love it. It's one of my favorite comments in our feeds here.
My mother-in-law makes great carrot cake. I should tell her.
Yes, Craig, I hope Warren can keep it up since Kittle is out. He will. Just gonna tell you. I updated my bold take. I don't know if you can update bold takes like after week 1, but I said Tyler Warren would be a top 6 tight end this season. I upped it. Somebody on Reddit told me that's not high enough, and I'm like, you know what? Fine, top 3. He'll be top 3 this year, and I'm just gonna stand by that for the rest of the year. So Tyler Warren will finish top 3. Just gonna call it, especially if Daniel Jones keeps playing like Indiana Jones. Okay, so you can't get Daniel Jones. Who do you go get? Aaron Rodgers. I hate myself for saying this. But Aaron Rodgers is there. Wow, this thumbnail is a lot bigger than the other one. Or this banner is. Aaron Rodgers did score 25.7 points last week. He finishes QB7 after scoring 4 passing touchdowns on the week. He's rostered in 13.7% of the leagues. His favorite target, Calvin Austin's also on our list today. We'll talk about him as well. But he played pretty well against the Jets in New York. He went back to Green Bay, Aaron Rodgers, it seemed like. Is this a sign of things to continue, or have we seen the best of Aaron Rodgers this season already?
I mean, I feel like if we're giving Danny Dimes a chance,
that's fair. That's fair.
Aaron Rodgers a chance.
I mean, I'm gonna spend more money on Danny Dimes than I would Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, for sure.
I've always
said, with the rushing upside.
Yeah.
That's what everybody was drafting him for. Last season?
Yeah, 2 seasons ago, or actually last season when he was in New York. So yeah, obviously Aaron Rodgers doesn't have long-term stability. Like I'm not going to go get him in a dynasty league, but I'll see if he's out there in a redraft. He might not get picked up because it's Aaron Rodgers. People hate Aaron Rodgers. But Josh on the show, loves Aaron Rodgers, and I don't get it, but Aaron Rodgers, he's a quarterback. He's out there. He's rostered in 13.7% of leagues. You can get him today if you want him. You could probably wait till tomorrow even. But I think he's an ad. I think he is an ad this week. Again, he is going to be a lot better than some of the quarterbacks we mentioned earlier on the show. If you have any of those like 10 quarterbacks that were awful this week.
I think we need to put that on a thumbnail. Aaron Rodgers, he's a quarterback. He's out there.
He's definitely out there.
That's the tagline.
And that's about as much as I will say about Aaron Rodgers.
Yep.
I don't I have one running back on my entire list this week. One running back, and I know there were some that did well enough to make the cut. Actually, no. There's one running back that fit my criteria to make this list, and I highlighted him because this running back scored more than 10 points. He actually scored more than 15 points last week. He is rostered in less than 50% of your leagues, and most people thought he was going to be RB3 this year on his own team. Dylan Sampson, 17.3 points, RB9 last week. He killed it. He absolutely killed it. Maybe not in the rushing game. And we talked about this yesterday. He had 29 rushing yards yesterday or on Sunday on 12 attempts, 43% snap count with Jerome Ford there as well. So the question is here, how useful will he be once Quinshon Judkins signs and Judkins signed Saturday, fully guaranteed 4-year contract? What's this do for Dylan Sampson though? But like, is Sampson still going to be the guy? I don't think they needed Judkins. Like they really don't. They have Sampson.
They don't, and I think he's going to come up slowly. So I don't know what that split's going to look like, but I think we can all agree that if you have Jerome Ford on your roster for whatever reason, like I do, you can just go ahead and drop him. Yeah.
If that's the big if you have Jerome Ford on your roster, and I think Jerome Ford he's not rostered in enough leagues for us to even talk about him right now. So he had 54% of the snaps. Dylan Sampson had 43. Jerome only got 6 rush attempts on 54% of the snaps, only 8 yards. The biggest thing about Dylan Sampson is that he did pick up 8 targets, 8 receptions, 64 yards through the air. No touchdowns, still got 17.3. He is going to be a threat in that passing game.
Yeah, absolutely.
Joe Flacco is Joe Flacco, but he can't just sling the ball down the field all game. You're going to have those dump offs. That's where he made a lot of his points last year in Indy, was with that dump off to the running back position. So don't be surprised when Dylan Sampson comes in on passing downs and gets a lot of those dump offs.
Yep.
It's about as much. I do like Dylan Sampson though. Big fan of Dylan Sampson. I think he could be doing well this season. I think he's got every bit of talent to be a successful running back.
Agreed.
Okay. Let's see. Hard to put the genie back in the bottle with Sampson. I don't know what that means, Kim.
That means that he's busting out. You can't put him away now.
Gotcha. Okay.
I get it. I get it.
Speaking of Browns, would you trade Waddle for Judy? Let's talk about 2 garbage players. No, I'm just kidding. Judy got some points this week, but Waddle is injured every other play.
Trade Waddle? Is anybody taking anyone on Miami right now?
If you could trade Waddle and get Jerry Judy, do it.
Yeah.
Because I said last week on our Start Sit show, and I don't want to just be like, oh, I said this. When we talked about Jerry Judy or Emeka Egbuka, my fight for Emeka was more about what Judy was going to do, or Judy was not going to do. And last year, Judy had 3 really bad games in fantasy. The rest were pretty good. I mean, he finished as a top 12 receiver, but 2 of the 3 games that Judy had were against Cleveland. All right, I'm sorry, against Cincinnati. He plays for Cleveland. Was against Cincinnati. They played Cincinnati week 1. I said, hey, Cincinnati's got his number. Like, I wouldn't start Judy this week. And again, Cincinnati had his number. Not as good as they had them last year, but they did have his number. So I don't expect Judy to still remain like that, though. I mean, he still scored 13.6. He still did pretty well. If you can get Judy for Waddle,
do it.
Absolutely, all day, every day. He sent me the trade. I can accept it right now. So I give up Waddle for Judy. Yes.
Smash that button.
Smash it. Smash that button. Don't look back. You are stealing this trade. Unless Tyreek Hill gets traded. But that Dolphins offense is so bad. That offense is so bad. And Waddle was hurt like every other drive on Sunday. So he's hurt all the time.
Tua's a walking corpse. Like, I mean,
you said it. I didn't, but yes, I agree with you.
Like, I feel so bad for him, but man, he should have retired after that second concussion. Like,
yeah,
it's tough. It's tough to watch.
Yeah. Let's talk about the next one here. We're only 3 down the list, and I have 17 players on this list. Next one up, Marquise Hollywood Brown, Kansas City. We talked about how Xavier Worthy is going to be out this week, or probably this week. Rosh Rice is still missing 5 more weeks. Who's going to catch the ball? Hollywood Brown is going to catch the ball. That's the thing. So Hollywood Brown is here to, I think, stay for a little while. He got 10 targets last week for Kansas City, 19.9 points, almost 20. He finishes wide receiver 9 on the week. This is a must add because somebody has to catch the ball in Kansas City.
Wide receiver 1 now.
Patrick Mahomes has to throw it to somebody, and it's not going to be Tyquan Thornton all day. So Travis Kelce was proven to be ineffective, like honestly expected. This is how he started last year. 12.7 doesn't actually show you how ineffective Kelce was in the offense last week. He only had 4 targets. He only caught 2 of them for 47 yards. His points came from a touchdown. He would have 6.7 without that touchdown. Like, that's not starting Worthy. He might have finished as tight end 8, but he's not getting 10 targets like Hollywood did. Hollywood killed. Hollywood 16 targets. He had 10 receptions, 16 targets. You can't beat that math. Like, there's now.
Go get him.
When Rice comes back, when Worthy comes back, Hollywood immediately drops because those targets have to get split up somewhere. But I think Hollywood Brown is a must add. You have to add him to your roster, especially if you are flinching at that flex position. He is a perfect flex player right now to put in there. Any other comments about Hollywood?
Go get him. Go get him.
My last guy that I'm going to say go get. Tight end position is weak already. A lot of people said, they got David Njoku. Harold Fannin Jr., 13.6 points last week. He finished as tight end 6. If you've been paying attention to our show at all, ever, on any of our shows on Fantasy Now Plus, they've been telling you to go get Harold Fannin. He only had 72% of the snaps. Njoku had, I think, 80-something. I just wrote about this morning. Njoku had 84% of the snaps, only had 6 targets. Harold Fannin had 9 targets in less snap percentage. 9 targets, 7 receptions, didn't even get in the end zone, still ended up with 13.6 last week. That's an ad. I mean, he's getting targeted. That's the thing. Joe Flacco already has proven that he likes him. Fannin had the second most targets in the game for Cleveland last week. I think you have to go add him. They clearly like that tight end position. Even if it goes back to David Njoku, I don't want this to be an Isaiah Likely thing. Oh, Isaiah Likely had the big week 1. But then what do you do after that? Harold Fannin is going to be an elite tight end. It's a matter of when, not if. When he becomes that elite tight end.
Fannin fan club now. Book it.
Yes. Will is the president of the Will Fannin fan club. President and CEO of the Harold Fannin Jr. fan club. You can catch him on Saturday on Dynasty and 30 at 4:00 Eastern. But yeah, I'm there. Like, I was already a fan of Fannin in college. He was technically tight end 1 last season at Bowling Green. He's so good. Thanks, guys. One last question. Trade Bo Nix and David Njoku for Justin Fields. I do have Drake May, but Bo Nix killed me. Yeah, Bo Nix killed a lot of people. I need one more question from you. Is it super flex? Is it one quarterback? That's going to be a very important question for me before I can answer this. He also does have Tyler Warren at tight end, so he doesn't need David Njoku. Yeah, I think you can make that trade, honestly. Justin Fields
He looked good.
looked so good. So good. I knew he could. I knew he could be there. He's only not on this list because he's rostered in too many leagues already.
Right.
One quarterback, 10-team league from Reddit. So, yeah, I would make the trade. Bo Nix, you already have Drake May, so you already have Bo Nix. Drake May, Bo Nix, basically the same player. Like literally, they both have the rushing upside equally. They both have a good arm. They both have enough talent around them to get that passing game. They both get the rushing upside. You don't need David Njoku. We just talked about Harold Fannin. You already have Tyler Warren, so you have your starting tight end. You don't need Njoku. You might as well get the best rushing upside with Justin Fields, just in case you need him. Get it, Justin, just in case. But I would make that trade. That's me. I love Justin Fields, though. Charlene, what do you think? Would you take that trade?
I mean, I don't want to say yes because I'm a Bo Nix fan and a Broncos fan.
I know you are. I know.
I can't. Yeah, I would make that trade. As painful as that is to say, yeah, I would do that.
I threw Joe Burrow under the bus earlier, and Jamar Chase and T. Higgins combined for like 10 points last week. But I'm not trading any of them. So,
and it was a rough week for wide receiver ones across the board. I mean,
yeah. So,
AJ Brown had how many points? 2? I guess it depends on scoring. 1.5.
You couldn't get Daniel Jones, can't get Aaron Rodgers. Somebody else that's worth a look. He might get some action on your waivers is Michael Penix Jr. Michael Penix Jr. had 24 points last week. He finished as QB 10 on the week, which is a starting quarterback in the league. With as many quarterbacks that failed, you could reach out and go get Michael Penix Jr. He's got Drake London, Kyle Pitts that exist. Bijan Robinson is a good running back for quarterbacks as well in fantasy because he like CMC's pass catcher, can get through the open field. He can really make plays once he gets open. So he has the talent there. And he's picked up seemingly exactly where he left off. Since week 16 last week when he first started, he's progressively gotten better each game and has increasingly got more points each game. I think that's a sign to come. I think the Atlanta Falcons were right for benching Kirk Cousins and starting Michael Penix Jr.
Yep, I think he's going to be a solid quarterback. I think that's If you can't get Daniel Jones, if somebody, if they're already drafted, go get Penix.
Yeah. And Penix could make it through today. He might make it through the waiver wire for tomorrow. So like if you want to go get him for free tomorrow, you probably could. He is rostered in 29.3% of the league. So of all the quarterbacks we've talked about, he is the most rostered. Yeah. So it's a gamble. If you really want him, go get him. I wouldn't waste your entire fab budget on him because maybe one of the quarterbacks might be better, that have better options. But he's definitely somebody that I would consider going to get, especially in Dynasty. If for some reason he's available in Dynasty, go get him. Absolutely 100%. Let's talk about a wide receiver that had no expectations and then did really well against the Chiefs. Quentin Johnston.
Huge.
24.9 points, finished as wide receiver 3 on the week. Can I just say the top 3 wide receivers, if you predicted the top 3 fantasy wide receivers this week, you deserve a lot of money. Like a lot of money. Zay Flowers, Keon Coleman, Quentin Johnston. We can go all the way to 4 with Emeka Egbuka. Who would have predicted that? No Justin Jefferson, no Jamar Chase, no Amon-Ra St. Brown, no AJ Brown, Puka was 5. No Marvin Harrison, no CD Lamb.
Yeah.
What? Where did Quentin
Like
Johnson
I said,
finally
it's a
scared.
wild week 1.
He might finally be here. I don't know. I can't tell you. Like, I'm not gonna go spend all my money on him because it is Quentin Johnson. Now, for what it is worth, I did draft him in 4 leagues this year. I said, you know what? This has to be the year. So actually, no, I lied. Go pick him up. Go pick him up. Don't spend all your fab, but go pick him up. He's worth at least 15 to 20% of your fab, maybe, if you're desperate. But he can't have that roller coaster season again. He can be up and down. He had pretty good games last year, but he also had a lot of really bad games last year.
Yeah.
The floor is very low. The ceiling is very high for Quentin Johnson. I don't know how to really take him. He's only rostered in 9% of your leagues. But he has a week 12 bye, which actually kind of makes him pretty valuable because it's later in the season. He can get you stack those points up early. And I think what is benefiting Quentin Johnston is the fact that they have Ladd McConkey, Keenan Allen, Omarion Hampton, Najee Harris. They have targets all over the field now for Justin Herbert. You can't cover everybody. So leaves the big body Quentin Johnson, which really does help his value I think.
And I mean, I guess that's the big question though, is can he be consistent? That's the part that scares me because we've seen everybody put all their money on this guy and just have it fall flat. And it's there. I know he can do it. But will he?
Yeah. Now, Craig, if we're talking about Quentin Johnson or Jerry Jeudy or Quentin Johnson or Calvin Ridley, I'd keep Jeudy. I would drop Ridley. That's my opinion. I hate Ridley. Ridley had 3 drop passes in the end of the game to be effective, and he just dropped all of them. Cam Ward's not going to keep throwing him the ball. If you can't catch the ball, he's not going to keep throwing you the ball. Cam Ward wants to win. Ridley, I don't think. I have said this a million times on this show. I'm only going to say it one more time because Charlene is new. Calvin Ridley has only been good once in his entire career. And that was in 2020 for the Atlanta Falcons when he was wide receiver 5. He has never been
comeback season
good since.
It's not looking good. It was not a good start to the comeback season.
He can effectively retire and nobody will notice. Nobody will notice. Sorry, bud. That's about as much as I will say on Calvin Ridley. I would take Quentin Johnson any day over Calvin Ridley. I'll even take the next guy, Calvin Austin the third. Calvin Austin the third finished as wide receiver 16, 17 points on the week. He did have the touchdown, I'm pretty sure. And he was actually targeted. He was targeted 6 times last week. 4 receptions, 70 yards, 1 touchdown from Aaron Rodgers. He got a quarter of Aaron Rodgers' touchdowns. Week 5 bye, so this one's an early bye week. So, yeah, it's a couple weeks from now, but maybe that gets you good through the rest of the season. He's only rostered in 4.4% of the leagues. I think this is worth looking into. He's out there. Obviously, he's out there. But maybe you throw $1 on him. Maybe you throw $2 on him. If you don't get him, it's not the end of the world. If you get him, cool.
Was he ranked behind Roman Wilson?
As in terms of on the depth chart?
Or draft rankings. Like ADP.
We can easily probably check that. ADP.
I mean, Roman Wilson basically just doesn't exist anymore. He
barely
existed in the first place, but
yeah. Roman Wilson was a product of Michigan, I think. Roman Wilson was drafted as wide receiver 86. Calvin Austin was 78. So he was drafted before Roman Wilson.
All right.
Which Okay.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, when you have an offense where Ben Skoranek also scored a touchdown on one target last week.
Yeah.
Okay. Still, I think the one target that from that offense is DK Metcalf, but Calvin Austin had more points. Only had one less target, but more points. So, but Austin also got in the end zone. DK didn't. That's not going to last forever. DK will get into the end zone.
Yeah. If Rodgers is going to continue to play like this, I'm not worried about DK at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's a real question for you, Charlene.
Oh boy.
Wide receiver 3, Quentin Johnston, or wide receiver 2, Keon Coleman? Which one's the better option?
Man. I mean, I feel like the Bills have a better offense, but I mean, we saw last season that wide receiver 1, wide receiver 2, wide receiver 3. I mean, you never knew who it was going to be on the Bills. It just everything was a toss up every single week. I think I'd go huge. You know what you're getting. If he, like I said, if he can hold that consistency, which maybe I know I'm an eternal optimist, so I think if Huge can keep playing like that, I think that he is the safer guy, just because we've seen Josh Allen doesn't pick favorites, and it's going to be Keon Coleman one week and it's going to be Shakir another week. I mean, it could be Mac Hollins. Like, I mean,
Keon Coleman had 2 good fantasy weeks last year. He finished wide receiver 13 in week 7 and 8. That's it. He also missed 4 games for injury. It would have been 5 if they didn't have a bye week.
Yeah, I mean,
right there in the middle. So it's
there's also Kincaid there. I just, yeah.
I love Keon Coleman for the sole fact of the college that he came from, and that's it. I don't trust that Keon Coleman's going to pull 11 targets every week.
Yeah.
Because that was his career high in targets was 11. He had 10 in week 18 last year against New England. He had 2 receptions that game. Yeah. He caught 20% of his passes in his career high target game. They followed that up with 11 targets last week, or just a couple days ago. 8 receptions, 112 yards, and a touchdown. I don't think that's every week. I do not think that's going to be every week. That's not going to be. Khalil Shakir does exist. Josh Palmer had a good game.
Yep.
They had the thing about the Bills here, and this is where I'm going to really get into here. And players that don't consistently finish in the top 36, they have a breakout game because no one's expecting them to have a breakout. The defense isn't even expecting them to have a breakout game. That's why they have those breakout games. The Buffalo Bills are built to be ahead very quickly and stay ahead throughout the entire game. That doesn't mean they're going to pass the ball as much as they did. They were down 15 points with 4 minutes left in the game. They had to pass the ball.
Right.
They had to get the ball out. They couldn't just put the ball in James Cook's hands or let Josh Allen run the ball. They had to throw it. They had to stay in the game. They're not playing exactly. They're not playing Baltimore every single week of the season. They've got the New York Jets, who was in a shootout with Pittsburgh. Miami. We saw what happened in Miami. They had 8 points, and that's because it was a garbage touchdown. New Orleans, New England, Atlanta. Those are your next 5 weeks. Then you got Carolina, KC. Okay, that may be a shootout. We'll see.
Yeah.
Miami again. Tampa could be a shootout. That they have a high-powered offense, and they could have Chris Godwin back by week 11. Houston, Cincinnati, maybe Pittsburgh, Cleveland, Philly, and then New York to end the season. They don't have a lot of shootouts in this season. Like, they actually have a pretty cake schedule for the most part.
Yeah, for the most part, that schedule is a cakewalk.
James Cook, fire James Cook up. I I don't feel safe with Keon Coleman. I'd feel safer with Quentin Johnston.
Yep.
That was a long speech to.
I agree.
Had to work the loop around, walk around the block a couple times. Okay, we're gonna rapid fire a couple of these guys so we can catch up here. Keishon Butte finally became a wide receiver for the New England Patriots. 16.3 points, wide receiver 17. I think that's somebody that you could watch. 2.3% of the leagues roster him. Guys, he's wide receiver 3 on the New England Patriots. He's still behind Demario Douglas. He's still behind Stephon Diggs. Everything I just said about Keon Coleman can be pointing right back to Keishon. I want to see it happen multiple times before I'm willing to invest. We're gonna skip that. Nope, we can't because it's the end of it. Juwan Johnson, New Orleans Saints, 15.6 points. The tight end 1 on the week. Did anybody expect this? Did you expect this? I didn't expect this.
About as much as I expected Daniel Jones.
I mean, pretty close. Yeah. Juwan Johnson finally had a good week, good start. But as I said a lot of times, what's a new quarterback's favorite target? A reliable tight end. And that's exactly what Juwan Johnson was a reliable tight end.
Yep.
So with Chris Olave, entering the blue tent every game, with them having Alvin Kamara and who? Juwan Johnson might be the target in New Orleans. Don't go spend 100% of your fab on Juwan Johnson because he was tight end 1. Look at the rest of the tight ends this week. We had Brock Bowers, Tyler Warren, both score, and Don Kincaid all scored right in that same exact range. Sam Laporta was a point less. Fannin was a point less. Kyle Pitts was 2 points less. Kelsey was 2 points less. Fant was 2 points less. I mean, if you want to go down to somebody that scored less than 5 points than him, you have to go all the way down to Davis Allen, tight end 19. Don't go spend all your fab on a tight end. I'm sorry, it's not worth it. Stream the tight end. Juwan Johnson's not going to be tight end 1 for the entire season. He's not going to be.
No.
Juwan or Fannin? Fannin. Just go Fannin.
Yeah.
Now, with that being said, go Fannin. I think Fannin has a better opportunity with Joe Flacco than Juwan Johnson has with Spencer Rattler.
With whoever it might be, right?
Insert New Orleans Saints quarterback here. Yeah. So that's my thing there. Let's talk about some people that could be worth a stash. And I've got 2 listed here. Cedric Tillman, wide receiver 18 on the week, with 16.2 points. Somebody that I think you could watch out for. But insert my comments about Harold Fannin and Dylan Sampson, who both were heavily targeted throughout the week. Cedric Tillman actually got the same amount of targets as Dylan Sampson did. Take that how you want it. He got a touchdown. That's why he has 16.2. That's why he finishes wide receiver 18. But he is still behind Jerry Jeudy. So I'm not going to go get everything. Noah Fant, 12.6. He was the most targeted tight end in Cincinnati. He actually was leading the Bengals in reception yards all the way up until the end of the game, until T. Higgins finally got a bigger play. I'm not going to go spend fab on him. You can get him for free.
Yeah, I think I don't want to take too much away from the Cincinnati game because they're notorious for not doing great week 1. So I'm taking week 2 as their week 1, and we'll see how it goes for week 2.
Yeah, I think you have to. I mean, again, the Bengals offense starts off so slow. So Fant could have just been the guy that was the guy that day.
Right.
Who knows? This might hurt you here. Justin Fields is on waivers. I have Purdy and May. Who would you drop?
Why do you keep doing this to me?
I'm not doing it to you. The people are doing it to you.
I would drop Purdy for Fields.
Yeah, sadly,
I mean, he looked great. He's got the rushing upside. I mean, yeah. And that's even
Well,
without knowing what Purdy's injury actually is. And
assuming you have a smaller bench, assuming this is a normal redraft league where you have like 5 or 6 bench players and you want to have 2 quarterbacks on your team, Purdy might miss this week. We don't know. So I'd rather have somebody that's going to be able to start. So, yeah, I do think it is. I think you have to drop Purdy in this case. May just seems better, but I think Justin Fields is better than both. So,
yeah.
Yes, you did miss the Harold Fannin Jr. talk. That was at the top of the hour. Now, however, subscribe to our channel for one, because in about an hour we're gonna drop the Harold Fannin video that is literally just our Harold Fannin talk specifically for you to listen to. However, we have talked about Harold Fannin like 4 times today, so you might just rewatch the entire video and get all the Harold Fannin talk. Okay, I see some more of your questions. Yes, the afternoon gang is here. We're going to be here every Tuesday to talk about waiver wires at noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific time. I have to say that because, my co-host over here is Pacific time, and it is still coffee hour for me if I was on the West Coast.
Oh.
Let's talk about 4 players that did not do well this week that I think you should still keep. Maybe even start, but still keep. These guys are all rostered in 91% of the leagues or more, but did not score a ton of points. And that is following. Tyrone Tracy finished as RB38, 5.5 points. You probably started him this week. He probably lost you a game. Kenneth Walker, the third, 5.4 points. RB39, again, probably started him, probably lost your game. Nico Collins, 5.5. We've been telling you for a little bit, do not start Nico Collins. However, don't drop him just yet. Things will get better, but don't drop him just yet. And Devonta Smith, 4.6 points, wide receiver 75. I don't know what to do about Devonta Smith. He just seems to not want to be the guy. Like AJ Brown was hurt. This should have been Devonta Smith's game. Instead, who was it that actually got the touchdown that was new to the team? It was Jahan. No, yeah, was it Jahan Dotson? Jahan Dotson got 3 for 3. So either way, those 4 guys, keep them for now. Let's see what happens.
Yeah.
Check back in a couple weeks, and
Yeah.
we'll see. Last guy here, Mark Andrews. This is one to watch. I'm not going to bury him yet. We saw what happened last year. He had 2 very bad weeks to start the season, and then he, became an old Mark Andrews. I'm sorry. He had a 3.4 last year, a 9.1, 0.0, and then he blew up. Don't drop him yet. It's frustrating. Good tight ends are hard to come by. He will be a good tight end, but I'm only giving him a couple more chances. Charlene, anybody else that you specifically want to talk about?
I know he's not on the list, and probably for good reason, but I'm just going to throw Tonjes in there.
Yeah, I knew you were going to say that one. You should have just had him ready for you.
I can't not talk about him. I mean,
for what Kittle's out. Yeah.
And he's going to be out for a couple weeks, whatever that means, a few weeks. I don't know what that means. I mean, he stepped up.
Yeah, 3 targets, 3 receptions, only 15 yards, but he did get a touchdown, so that does help his points. Tight end 16 on the week. I would expect him to have more stuff this week. So,
yeah.
I mean, he's going to be free. He'll be free. Like, wait till tomorrow. Wait till Thursday. Hell, wait till Sunday. He'll be there. But he is somebody that you could look out for sure.
Unless you live in the Bay Area like I do
and
have home leagues here.
You homers.
Then,
I love playing in Colts leagues because they all just take the like worst players, and I'm like, I'm not gonna touch any Colt. Like, I don't care. I finally rostered Jonathan Taylor for the first time like ever this year, and I was like, oh my god, I got Jonathan Taylor, but did I want Jonathan Taylor? Like,
how you feeling about that?
He might be injured again. We don't know. Let's answer 2 questions here, and then we'll wrap up the show. Hawkinson is my starting tight end. Worried about Addison coming back and McCarthy. Stash Fannin, Juwan, or Britton Strange. I would stash Fannin.
Yeah, I like Strange though. I think he's gonna have a good year.
He has to.
We are the fan club, so
we are the fan club. Fannin fan club, the Fannin club. That could actually be a really nice t-shirt. Hold on, I'm gonna have to design this later today. We might have to make this into actual something here. But yeah, I would stash Fannin. Juwan's obviously like there, tight end 1. But again, I want to see it happen more.
Yeah.
I think Fannin, it will happen more. Britton Strange, I'm cautious about because of Brian Thomas Jr. and Travis Hunter.
Yeah.
But you could also say the same thing about Judy and Njoku. But right. I mean, Fannin having that many targets on that little snap percentage, I think it is. I think you have to keep Fannin. Also, Hawkinson, you don't have to worry about him. Like he's the second option in Minnesota. So, speaking of Nico, what percentage of fab would you spend on him in a guillotine league? Pass. I actually have the option to take Nico this week. There's a reason why Nico is on waivers in a guillotine league after week 1, and it's because he didn't do well enough to make his team win. I wouldn't pick up Nico. You can get him later in the season when the guy that picks him up this week loses in like week 4. And then he'll be back. So thoughts on that? Am I wrong?
I want to know who he has.
That's I mean, I guess that's fair. Maybe his wide receivers do suck, but
because I'm in an eliminator league. It's 32 teams.
So, okay, I mean, yeah, then sure, take Nico. So, like,
I'm just curious.
That's fair. Henry. Okay, Smitty. I don't want to tell you to come back to our show, but tomorrow, if you look at the description for tomorrow's Start Sit show, it is Hunter Henry versus George Kittle. No, oh wait, I'm sorry, I read Kelsey. Oh my god. Yes. Hunter Henry, I think, is an acceptable replacement for George Kittle, because of who they're playing. They have Miami next week, or this coming week. So, rookie tight end 3 against Miami. We just saw how bad Miami was with Daniel Jones. I would definitely pick up Hunter Henry if that's an option to replace Kittle this week.
I don't even think he's available in a lot of leagues. So if he's there, yeah.
Hearts. Okay, I was like hearts. It has to be
that autocorrect, man.
Yeah, autocorrect really hurt you. Ertz, Juwan Johnson, or Britton Strain. I'm gonna say Juwan Johnson.
I see, and I still like Strange.
No,
but I was high on Strange before.
Strange has Cincinnati this week. So if that tells you they have Cincinnati, Juwan Johnson's got San Francisco this week.
I'm going Strange.
That's San Francisco just play.
Final answer. Seattle.
Just Seattle. And who's even the tight end for Seattle? Good Lord. I'm trying to just do some comparisons here. Elijah Arroyo did absolutely nothing. Okay. AJ Barner did absolutely nothing. Eric did absolutely nothing. So I guess
tight end was relevant in Seattle.
Okay, good point. So maybe that's not the one. Yeah, go Britton Strange. Is this Fantasy Pros? No, I wish it was. Well, no, I don't wish it was. We're Fantasy Now Plus. Like we're
amazing.
This is different. It's much different. We do use Fantasy Pros stats and ranking systems. You can catch all of our rankings at fantasynowplus.com. Thank you for thinking we're Fantasy Pros. I'm glad that we seem like a professional enough show to be Fantasy Pros. I know we have like basically the same colors, not by choice. We actually get into the weeds here. I'm not going to tell you how we came up with our colors and name and everything. Are y'all on the Twitter machine also? I'm not. Charlene is. Our show's not. I am on Blue Sky. You can catch me, Justin Bowerly, .fantasynowplus.com. Charlene, have
Twitter also, right?
No,
he's not. Okay. I thought there was one other person that was on Twitter.
Pudge uses Twitter, our Friday IDP guy, but most of us left Twitter.
Yep.
Yeah. Jake Ferguson or Hunter, man, I love all the questions here. Jake Ferguson or Hunter Henry. They got Miami this week.
Yeah, Hunter Henry.
I don't like Jake Ferguson really. So Fant was a long time. Oh, Noah Fant. Yeah. And now he's in Cincinnati. And apparently tied in one in Cincinnati because Mike Gesicki doesn't exist anymore. So
yeah, well,
that's going to wrap up today's show. Thank you all. We went way over than I wanted to, but had a lot of good questions. Keep bringing your questions back every Tuesday at noon Eastern. We will be here to cover all your waivers. I got to plug in the rest of the shows for the rest of the week. Tomorrow at noon, we will do a start-sit show where we will cover all 4 positions and pick some very tough battles between the different positions. These are guys that you might actually have on your roster. We're not telling you to start Jaden Daniels or Lamar Jackson. We're actually going to pick hard matchups and discuss that. That will be Josh and I. Tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern, we have our fantasy rankings report with Michael and Topher, where they will talk about all their rankings with Fantasy Now Plus and with 8 other competitors, and how everybody has ranked the players this week. So you can really use that to set your lineups. Thursday, we'll have a DFS podcast episode coming out. You can catch that on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or YouTube. But we will have that information out for you then. And then Friday, our IDP show at 6:30 p.m. with Pudge and Josh to talk all things IDP. Saturday is our Dynasty show at 4 p.m. Eastern. And Sunday, we will have a live cooking and start-sit show last minute before all the injury reports come out to really help you with your lineups for the week. I'll be there making wings. This week's recipe are wings. So we'll make some game day bites. But guys, until next time, subscribe to our channel. Use the underdog code in our description. All new customers play $5, get $50 in bonus funds using promo code FN+. Catch out our website, fantasynowplus.com. Thank you to the Finstock Sports Network for hosting us. And guys, until next week, till tomorrow, 23 hours from now. See you then.
Thanks for listening. Be sure to like and subscribe wherever you watch or listen to podcasts. We'll be back next week for more ways to win your league.